coming from the banking industry, even here in Pakistan, the project which got started a couple of years back, and this is with respect to EKYC. That this is using the blockchain methodology. And this, while I was in Singapore, obviously that was already there. तो आज जब हम एक account खोलने जाते हैं, so even before we get to the whole compliance discussion and what we need for the compliance discussion, we have this thadda of documents. आज बाहर तो आपने जो अकाउंट खोलना है वो खोलना है, यहाँ कहीं पाकिस्तान में जाके अकाउंट खोलने की कोशिश तो करें. तो जो thadda of documents we do with one bank, and I'm coming from the banking industry as well. Why do we need to repeat it if you want to open it the same account or similar account with two other banks? तो ये जो पाकिस्तान बैंक एसोसिएशन और स्टेट बैंक ने ये काम शुरू किया आज से 2-2.5 साल पहले, so उसमें अच्छा है कि we have moved into that discussion that with your consent, your documents can be uploaded onto a distributed ledger, और वो जो सारी फील्ड है उसमें आपके कंसेंट से अगर एक बैंक के साथ आपका अकाउंट है, maybe they still want some delta from you in that particular bank given their compliance requirements. But I would imagine 90% of the stuff would be done because they will have the documentation with your consent. So I think that is a use case which is already in vogue and has to be scaled up, but I think it's moving in the right direction. Uske baad jo the lifeline of the country, which is remittances. A number of firms are already coming in, talking to us, talking to SAPM around where they are, where they want to go, and how they're already intermediating these flows. Back to better, cheaper, faster. Agriculture की बात हुई है, IT की बात हुई है, freelancers की बात इसमें है, and then as we go up the value chain in terms of energy, and with respect to the surplus energy जो इस वक्त है available in the country, and how do we sort of take this forward in terms of crypto mining and AI data centers, and we take it forward from that perspective, and I'm sure some of that or some of these use cases will be touched upon during this seminar as well. अब इसमें जो तीसरी चीज़ है कि गवर्नमेंट ने जो इसमें थोड़ा सा इनिशिएटिव लिया है, starting with the Crypto Council and then moving across to the ordinance which has already gone through, which is PVARA, Pakistan Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. उसका पहला जो सेशन है या पहला इजलास है, that will be inshallah on Monday afternoon, and there are a number of agenda items which are going to go through from a policy perspective, and then how so we take it forward. Or isme, we have been very blessed in terms of getting some international collaboration and international success transfers. Because agar और मुल्क इस पे already जा चुके हैं या जा रहे हैं, why do we need to reinvent the wheel here? Right? We need to make sure it's Pakistan first. We need to make sure that our interests are not compromised as we go forward. But again, at the same time, we don't need to start from ground zero. We can take up those templates, use those templates, and see whether that works for Pakistan or not. And that's what we have done in terms of the ordinance and in terms of the bill, which has now been, because ordinance has to become an act. And next week, we have a discussion in the Senate Finance Committee. I'm sure it'll go to the National Assembly and ultimately, inshallah, get approved. लेकिन उसमें हमने जो advantage ली है from VARA in Dubai, MES in Singapore, and MiCA out of EU, because these countries have been at it, and so we are very grateful to these countries and in terms of their willingness and ability to help us in terms of fast-tracking our journey our journey here. और उसके अलावा, I mean, it's been in the public news, so I don't need to repeat that in terms of some of the international experts who have been, managing their own exchanges and their businesses, and they are helping us from an advisory perspective as well. मैं आखिरी चीज़ सिर्फ ये कहूँगा कि देखिए, from the time I become the finance minister, and the Prime Minister has been very vocal about this as well, I'm very clear that the private sector has to lead this country. And the government just needs to provide the ecosystem, provide the enabling environment, and that's what we are doing in terms of the regulatory regime, etc., and then get the heck out of it and let the private sector take things forward. लेकिन इस केस में मैं सिर्फ ये कहूँगा कि as a layman who doesn't know much about it, I would have loved to just stay here for the entire day to come up the curve as well from an educational perspective as well. लेकिन I would suggest कि आप इसको थोड़ा सा trilateral रखें. आम तौर पे मैं नहीं प्रपोज करता कि गवर्नमेंट को आप इन्वॉल्व करें या गवर्नमेंट के साथ कुछ करें, लेकिन I think between the private sector and academia and the government, and therefore I'm slightly surprised that the SAPM who's been appointed on crypto and blockchain is not here today. My own view is he should have been here and to provide his views. जी आकिब साहब, No, वो तो आप हैं और आप रेगुलेटरी साइड से भी हैं, क्रिप्टो काउंसिल से भी हैं, but there is a special assistant to the Prime Minister who has been appointed for this purpose, and मेरी request ये होगी कि as you take it forward to engage with him, because number of things, he's also the chairman of PVARA, and I do think it'll be a good way forward to engage, because what I would like to see, and with your help और आपके जो Center of Excellence हैं कि आज आप इस्लामाबाद तशरीफ लाए, and you have, as I said, all the bright people who are here, but this is also kind of a road show, right, where I hope we can collaborate with you. As I said, the last thing we want to do is to come in your way. Right, the last thing, and I'm the last person to advocate that as well. तो इसके बारे में ज़रूर सोच लीजिएगा कि हम इसको from the SAPM office, from Ministry of Finance, I'm always there, ready, willing, and able to assist any way we can, because from my perspective, this is all about the new economy, and we have to accelerate our journey in terms of the new economy. बाकी हम जो पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हम इसको आगे कैसे रिवाइव करें, etc. इसमें ख़ास तौर पे जो यूथ की इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, the young and the restless, I think it's going to be very critical that we harness that energy, we provide that ecosystem. आपकी मदद से ये जो education है, because we have to go into this with our eyes and ears open as well. But having said that, ये हमारी eyes and ears open होने से पहले बहुत चीज़ें हो चुकी हैं और हो रही हैं. So इसलिए इसको हम अडॉप्ट कर दें, इसमें इनको एक रेगुलेटरी इन्वायरमेंट में ले आएँ. I think
वफाकी वज़ीर ख़ज़ाना मोहम्मद औरंगज़ेब का तकरीब से खिताब इस वक्त जारी है.